Hi friends, Sylvia Duckworth from Toronto, Canada, author of Sketch Notes for Educators, and I'm here to tell you a bit about my full-day sketchnoting workshop.
A whistleblower has come forward exposing this sickening wheel of privilege that was forced on employees over at a DEI training for Behaviour Interactive, the video game company behind Dead by Daylight. And of course, they're Montreal-based. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. The developer behind Dead by Daylight has landed in hot water from its mandatory diversity, equity, and inclusion training coming from none other than Sylvia Duckworth. And this character that we're going to deep dive into this video goes well beyond any sort of surface level, oh, they're just there for the niceties and being a good person. What this person has on their social media should make everyone concerned for the future of society. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down not just Behaviour Interactive and this forced diversity training on their employees, but also Sylvia Duckworth and her interesting training program. Montreal-based video game company Behaviour Interactive, the developer behind Dead by Daylight, has landed in some hot water over its mandatory diversity, equity, and inclusion training. Employees have been subjected to intense training sessions featuring some controversial education. Specifically, what is leaked is this wheel of privilege, a framework that's suggesting that certain groups, like black people and overweight individuals, are inherently oppressed. I don't understand how we're now making the leap of, oh, it's not just your skin color, but because you're eating too many tacos at Taco Bell or you can't stop yourself from going to McDonald's, now you're oppressed too. This ridiculous initiative has drawn some serious criticism for reducing complex social issues into an oversimplified binary and fostering divisiveness rather than inclusivity, which ultimately always seems to be the case with these types of things. When they aim to hit some sort of inclusivity, it's always by exclusion. Every single time. Sylvia Duckworth is the center of the firestorm behind Behaviour's decision, and they brought her in to use her trainings to push this DEI consulting on all the employees. According to her own website, Sylvia is an award-winning teacher from Toronto, Canada, with more than 30 years teaching experience in the classroom. She is an EdTech consultant and sketchnoting evangelist on a constant quest to find ways for teachers and students to connect, collaborate, and create. And this whole thing goes on and on of her patting herself in the back of how amazing she is. But when I did a deep dive on her Instagram, I found out things that should be putting her in a padded room, not educating people in a school system. Duckworth is a white woman, as you can see here, and she's made a career out of race-focused content that is inflammatory and exploitative. She goes out of her way to be there for black marginalized voices and raising them up. But it doesn't just stop there. She has to also raise up trans voices and kids that want to trans. This is a school teacher, by the way. Her Instagram account is a hub for race baiting and propaganda. It includes posts that go well beyond workplace inclusivity, diving deeper into contentious territory like promoting transgender ideologies for children and advocating for LGBTQ+ lifestyles in youth education. Okay? This is the person that is being now propped up and rewarded and paid to train people at a video game company. Many of her posts on her Instagram fixate on transitioning and trans identity in children, and I've got some serious concerns over a lot of the stuff that I witnessed while doing some basic top level, like on the surface research of this person. This is someone that I would go nowhere near. I wouldn't touch them with a 20-foot pole when it comes to them being associated with my company. But apparently, Behaviour Interactive thought it was just peachy keen and perfectly fine to have her being the one directing everything. Behaviour Interactive is a Canadian video game developer and publisher based in Montreal, and as I already said, the studio is best known for their multiplayer horror game Dead by Daylight. And as I got this information out on social media, many people were already coming back to me saying that this company itself is a woke fest where all their games are absolute crap, garbage, terrible, and Dead by Daylight just just happened to be one of the games that came out that actually was pretty decent and put them on the map. And now everyone's going to have eyeballs on them saying, holy crap, this company, Behaviour Interactive, should not even be around anymore. Crux Smash says, BHVR has always been like this. There's a reason they only have one successful game, and that's only from dumb luck and an empty market in the ASYM category. There's literally no asymmetrical games like Dead by Daylight. And Fade says, BHVR has had GamerX as a consulting firm for a long time. They took the only guy that looked like he wasn't a twink and made him gay. There are pride flags every damn where, and they're almost exclusively used by the most toxic of players. And Lil Malice chiming in saying that BHVR has been like this for years, and it's echoing the same sentiment from the community, talking about Behaviour Interactive and how this wokeness that supposedly has infested the company is actually nothing new. It's just being brought to light right now and exposing them for who they really are. But it's gonna make you wonder, why is Behaviour Interactive even pushing this stuff in the first place? It has very little to do with the games that they're creating. Behaviour Interactive's controversy is just a microcosm of the broader issue within entertainment and the tech industries right now. I mean, just think about this for a second. Let's look at the wheel of power / privilege and how if you were in a training where a company pushed this forward, you would be questioning every sense of intelligence that you ever had. It goes from gender, citizenship, skin color, formal education, ability, sexuality, neurodiversity, mental health, body size, housing, wealth, language, and goes back to gender and all around. And then you have at the center of all this power, and how this is being used to make people feel like they shouldn't have a leg up on anyone else, that everyone should be pushed down and marginalized voices should be raised up above you. You should be apologizing for your skin color. You should be apologizing for your gender. You should be apologizing if you ever had any money in your life, because people that didn't should be above you because reasons? I mean, it would be one thing if these people actually had skills and qualifications and reasons to be brought up and not be marginalized anymore, and they actually came in and had these fantastic ideas that made the company more money, you know, the way it should be, the way capitalism always seems to work. No, these companies push DEI. They don't care about capitalism. They care about Marxism, socialism, pushing a DEI agenda to push forward the message, because at the end of the day, that's all they care about. But back to Sylvia Duckworth. Diving further into her Instagram, you see more children-focused posts, more posts talking about defunding the police, more LGBT-friendly, and all these things that are being promoted for black people specifically, and she's white. And you gotta take a step back and be like, well, obviously you're a white woman, and you're pushing all this stuff for raising up black voices, raising up LGBT, raising up everything that's not you. Ironically, you're the one making all the money and fame off of this. It is the essence and definition of a grift. Inclusivity and diversity and equity and all this fun buzzwords that get thrown around should be a part of companies naturally. But when you start force injecting it, that's when it all falls apart. It goes away from being a meritocracy and it turns into just, let's just bring people in and put them in a position because you're a marginalized voice. Okay. Let me know how that company does in 2 or 3 years if that's who the people you're bringing in are, instead of qualified applicants that have experience and passion to actually push this company forward. Because what I'm seeing happen is anything but that. With companies like Behaviour Interactive doubling down on polarizing rhetoric and divisive ideologies, the result is always the same thing: a fractured workplace and broken public image. And it makes you wonder and ask the question, why does this keep happening? Why do they keep pushing these things? And the only answer every time is because of investment funding from BlackRock and Vanguard, because it's coming from the message. And if you push DEI and you tell these companies this is how you're indoctrinating your own workforce, then the money will come in potentially and your company will be propped up at least temporarily. But you gotta ask for the long term, is this sustainable? And I think we all know the answer to that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link it in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Hi friends, Sylvia Duckworth from Toronto, Canada, author of Sketch Notes for Educators, and I'm here to tell you a bit about my full-day sketchnoting workshop. The day is basically split up into two parts, the morning and the afternoon.